We'll go ahead and finish this up over here. Nope. Oop, I didn't do that. Honestly, we might as well just get the last fate, too. We're already here. Be the last one. Tried to fly. Okay. You know how stressful this one was. You are very stressful. You are garbage. What is this? That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Ooh, I can fly up over it. That's nice. Okay. This is pretty high up. Wow. That's pretty big. It's weird that this is the only part of the moon that's populated, but oh, here we are. Oh, what? Excuse me? Well, that's definitely from 4. The super boss lives inside the face. Oh, there's a sightseeing spot on it. And we're going to go ahead and get this last quest. This should be the last fate we need as well. We're gonna find out. Need to change that targeting mode. Not what I wanted to do. Wanted to save it for that. Not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Ugh. 2 more. So, gemstone salesman's over here. Do they have a map for speed? Let me see. Wrong button. Rank 2. Okay. Oh god, don't be rank 2. Oh. Crisis averted. Oh, so much faster. It's obnoxious, the speed difference. So slow. I feel like I'm on a fat chocobo all the time. Alright, Stola, what are we getting? 533. You're returning home. Your excursion on the moon concluded. Stola is keen to return to Etheris. With the Loperud Sauna in Urianjai's capable hand, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. That's a fact. Teleportation. I was expecting a cutscene. Riding a dog all the way back here. Needed one. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be set into panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. So many quests. Hello. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I'd hope. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the Tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, and so we have petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are, understandably, hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subjected to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? No, not all. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Eulus is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alizé's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would have been with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavnir. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in the magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled her mother Porksy affords her so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Tempered has been completed. Lucia and I remain, along with a small force, to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that counts for recent events here. So, what of the moon and the Telophoroi? Oh god, is it a story. I am the famed Primal Slayer. The final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties, that they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, you will be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldassian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiark, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood has returned here to Garlemald. Have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their deaths. Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Viator Galvus, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. Viator. Traitor. Vandaniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not but his bloodlust to keep him company. That's probably what he wants. Better that than an army to see it satiated. At any rate, I would not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage back to Sharlayan. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I'm not sleepy, you're sleepy. Okay, you're there. Got it. I could have taken the Aetherite. Goofy. Give me... Nope, I need to talk to you. Yep. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and I've got level 88. Nice. An enhanced Divine Veil. Effect ends upon casting Barrier on self and nearby party members. Prevents damage up to 10%. Additional effect restores target's HP. What? Well, I guess it won't work for me. What is this? Oh, I need to do more quests. Okay. What did I unlock? Kitty cat. Wait. How do I have so many? Hey cat. Well, let's unlock it. then get the music. Of course, there's none of those, but a cat. Music. There we go. I wanted to check my retainers real quick. Give me 1 second. The phone is ringing. Well, that was interesting. Gotta love telemarketers. Da-da-da-da-da. Eventually it'll sell. One da-da-da. Blah-dee-dee. Honestly, these probably aren't gonna sell anytime soon. Oh, wrong button. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. No blue quests. Gotta turn it back on. Welcome back, Moldy. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Hydaelyn called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she requested a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of aether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh. For it was in that moment I understood Raha's wariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this, though we prevented Zodiark from being unleashed upon the world. I am curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Lots. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once you've arrived. Well, once they've arrived. I was gonna say you, if I'm here. Cutscene! Yay! Get a take break from reading. Do. Oh, never mind. It's not voice acted. Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Will Urianger be joining us? Moon's haunted. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Moldy can explain why better than I. So animated. The final days, as befell Amarat. And we are to escape via the moon? What of the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarat, the solution would be to alter the flow of aether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. This should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amaratians couldn't accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Marie Lamorentum. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amaratians' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? Void Scent. If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum, then. Having worked with the Loprets in secret all this time, there is surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I've urgent news. The Forum's holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. He's going to announce it to the public and cause panic. Or just the Forum's going. This music. Yeah, he's definitely gonna... They're definitely leaving.
Order! Order, I say! I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The End-Bearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You revealed this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
You're not going to let any of the other countries in.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit.
Oh, full dad mode.
Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Take your time.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action, and there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
There's still work to be done.
Shall we then? To the Annex, to prepare for tomorrow.